I'm here to introduce our guest speaker today, who is going to give us a talk on customer service. And maybe before I give her credentials, what I'd want to say is that I think you're all aware about the importance of customer service in organizations. It's not only in UAP, but in all our aspects of life. Because the customer is the reason why we all come to work. I mean, if there are no customers, then we'll not be in business.
It's a very great honor to be here this morning to talk to you on a subject that is very close to my heart. And today's session, we've entitled it, Our Customers, Our Lifeline. Our customers, our lifeline. This morning, I want to share with you 3 key perspectives on the customer. 3 key perspectives. And the first one that I want us to walk through is that our customers have a choice. When you think about the reason this organization exists, is to serve its customers. Would you exist without customers? Yeah? Would you exist without customers? Definitely not. Think about yourself. Over lunchtime, you'll have to make a choice where you'll go for lunch. You'll decide where to go or even where not to go. What are some of the things that inform your choice? What informs your choice? Preference. Yeah? Cost. Past experiences. Yes, ma'am? Convenience. What else? The quality. Reputation. The quantity. Today, there are some customers who will make a choice. They'll decide, do I renew or do I not? They'll decide, do I go to UAP and sign up as a new customer or do I go elsewhere? Isn't it? Because they have a choice. And I do hope that that's something that we always remember, that our customers have a choice. They can decide to stay on or to go elsewhere. But let's think about what is it that influences that choice. What is it that influences your customer's choice? For some, it's service. For some, it's service. Cost.
To me, I think all of them are about service, especially in our market.
In your market, you think that all of them, it's about service. Somebody else have a different opinion? Yes, Jane? Location. Yeah? Brand. The brand. So when you think about your customers, all those factors influence their choice. And that takes me to the second perspective. So the first perspective that I've shared with you this morning is that our customers have a choice. Please never forget about that. When you see the customer walking in to your office, remember that they have a choice. When that customer calls you, or when you see a letter on your desk that needs to be responded to, or even when you're handling that claim, remember, it could be the make or break for the customer. It could actually send the customer away from you, or it could mean that the customer stays as a result of their experience. So I have a question here for you. When you think about customer's choice, what is the one key thing that drives that? It's something very unique. Some of you have already mentioned it in a different way. But what is it that influences customer's choice the most? Okay, from your studies. What is it that influences customer's choice the most? Okay, now I'll give away a book for the person who gets this. What is it that influences the customer's choice the most? Yes, sir.
On the book, trust.
Trust. Quite, yeah. It's bigger than trust. Yes? Appreciation. Okay, it's still part of it, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Experience. Looking for something very specific. I'll come to you. I saw your hand. I think I saw your hand as well. See your hand? Satisfaction. Recommendations. Value for money. It's a bigger word that describes trust, appreciation. What is it that drives all that? It is often said that 75% of customers' decision is emotional in nature. So that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, emotions. Look at Mary, she said. Emotions, yes. That is what drives customer choice. 75% of the decision that the customer makes is based on how they feel. Yeah, how they feel. Think about trust. It's about how they feel, isn't it? It's not something that it's not something that is tangible. So please remember that, because it's very, very key, that customer choice is emotional in nature. Why? Because customers are people first. Okay. If you didn't know that, please know that customers are people first. And it is said that people are creations of emotions. Yeah? Isn't it? Yeah? Customers are people first. So as a result, their choice is wrapped up in emotions. Their choice is wrapped up in emotions. What does that exactly mean? It simply means it's about how they feel. You may ask, how they feel about what? Everything. I want you to break down that everything. It's about how they feel about the product, the person serving, the company, the people, the reception, the brand. Everything speaks. Yeah? Everything speaks. It's about how they feel about your services and your products. So customers really care about how you communicate. Very, very key. In fact, communication is seen as a make or break for any organization. There are many interactions that are going on in this organization. In fact, probably in hundreds. I don't know how many interactions. I don't know, Beja, if you've ever been able to measure how many interactions go on in this organization every day between yourselves and your customers. There are even thousands. Can you imagine if each of those customers has at least 2 interactions per year? Are those too few? How many interactions per year would you expect from that customer? 5. Yeah? Medical, or even 10. If you're to multiply 130 by 10, what do you get? 1.3, isn't it? 1.3 million interactions in a year. And each of those interactions is an opportunity for you to make the customer feel good about being your customer. Because when you think about their choice, it's going to be a summation of all those interactions. You look at, how did they make me feel when I called, when I sent that email, when I had to go through the claim process. So it is very important for you to identify every interaction as an opportunity. Do you ever think about it that way? Every interaction, as an opportunity. So I beg you, I urge you to please make every interaction an opportunity to make the customer feel that they made the best choice. Because remember, they had a choice. I want then to move on to the third and most important perspective that I want to talk about this morning regarding holding on to your customers and holding on to them a little tighter, especially as you go through that process. And we'll talk a little more about that. This can only happen if you're deliberate about how you deal with your customers throughout the entire organization. The need to be deliberate. What does that mean? Not leaving anything to chance. Yeah? Not leaving anything to chance. Your desire to retain your customers must be reflected by your everyday decisions and actions. Company-wide. Think about your departmental, your company-wide, your individual objectives, your values,